Archangel Michael says, something is breaking open today, something buried for years in silence and shame. You are going to feel it in your chest before your mind catches up, the sudden sting of realization. Someone close, someone from your blood, masked you in false stories while calling you family with a smile. They painted you wrong when you were only trying to survive. They whispered in corners about your thoughts, your gifts, and even your truth. They told others you were unstable, unreliable, even delusional because they feared your light. You never even got to defend yourself because the lies moved faster than you could speak. They manipulated timelines, rewrote events, and labeled your visions as fantasy. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You weren't confused, you were intuitive. You weren't lost, you were being spiritually guided into your own truth. But what they couldn't control, they tried to destroy. They feared your inner knowing, so they blamed your instincts. You spoke something about a dream and they called it madness, not prophecy. They laughed behind your back while warning others that you might act out. You were never the problem, you were the proof. And proof is dangerous to people who build houses out of lies. Type Amen to get blessing 707. They made up a version of you that served their purpose. Some even said you couldn't be trusted with secrets. They told stories about your childhood with twisted exaggerations. But what they failed to realize is that truth has a vibration, it cannot be silenced forever. Your light is too radiant to be hidden beneath their shadows. And now people are beginning to feel it. You weren't the liar, you were the target. Their false narrative is starting to fall apart, thread by thread. And the ones who once believed them are pulling back in shock and guilt. Type Amen to get blessing 991. Some of them are watching old memories and realizing they were wrong. They recall how you cried, how you spoke, and suddenly it's making sense. They're beginning to see through the manipulation they were fed. Your strength wasn't your madness, it was your clarity. Your silence wasn't fear, it was protection. They feared that if you ever found your voice, you'd expose their agenda. And now you have. Bit by bit, your truth is seeping through the cracks of their performance. Type Amen to get blessing 144. Archangel Michael says your gift is not a curse, it's a cosmic inheritance. You were chosen to perceive what others couldn't even fathom. And they envied you for that before they even understood it. Your dreams, your intuition, your psychic moments, they were real. They weren't coincidences, they weren't accidents, they were divine keys. And those keys were unlocking things they couldn't bear to face. They gossiped and mocked you to avoid the mirror of truth. Because looking at you meant confronting their own lies. Type Amen to get blessing 535. Even now, they're scared that more people will come to you. They know your words hold weight and your presence unsettles illusions. They can feel their control slipping through the cracks of time. Some family members are pretending nothing happened. But their silence is loud with guilt, and their eyes avoid yours with shame. They want to stay in comfort, but comfort is fading fast. You're about to be heard by people who once silenced you. The same people who called you crazy are now speechless. Type Amen to get blessing 818. There's someone specific in your family who spearheaded the lies. They acted sweet in public but planted poisonous seeds in private. They tried to keep everyone against you so you'd have no safe space. But now the tide is turning against them. One by one, those who stood on their side are distancing themselves. The truth you carried is erupting in every room they once poisoned. Your intuition is not just being proven, it's being celebrated. What they tried to suppress is now being sought after. Type Amen to get blessing 292. The shame they put on you is being reversed. You no longer carry their burden of deception. The weight is lifting and the truth is marching forward. Your path is being cleansed of old lies. Every false label they put on you is peeling away. And beneath it, your true self is glowing louder than ever. You are no longer chained to their narrative. You are writing your own and the world is reading it. Type Amen to get blessing 454. Archangel Michael says your angels have recorded every injustice done to your name. There is spiritual justice coming, divine correction that will speak louder than any rumor. You may not see all of it happen, but the air will shift and so will people's eyes. Even the quiet ones who never defended you will start whispering your name with regret. They will wish they had listened earlier. They will want to make peace, but not all will get the chance. Because your energy is rising and you are no longer available for manipulation. Your vibration has changed and the gates of truth are opening wide. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The people who once distanced themselves from you will try to return, but they won't know how to approach you because the version they betrayed no longer exists. You have grown past their reach. Some will try to apologize, some will pretend they never participated. Others will break down privately, realizing the role they played in hurting you. And you will not need to respond to them all because your healing is not for their comfort, it is for your own liberation. Type Amen to get blessing 626. They once told you not to trust yourself. Now others are coming to you for guidance. They tried to erase your voice, but it became thunder. You're not the victim in this story anymore. You are the voice that carries the thunderclap of truth. You are the frequency that cannot be silenced again. People are sensing that something about you has changed. Your silence now speaks more than their lies ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 373. They are dreaming about you now, seeing your face in moments they cannot explain because their spirits know what their mouths won't say. You were never meant to be buried. You were meant to rise, to reveal, and to restore, and that is exactly what's unfolding. They are witnessing the prophecy they mocked. You are becoming undeniable. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Some of the lies they told were about your mental health. But those same people are now dealing with unrest they cannot sleep through. What they projected onto you is rebounding. The same people who called you too much are now struggling with their own silence. They are remembering how they laughed when you cried, and those echoes are haunting their own peace. You are being restored with favor and strength. While they face the truth of what they did behind closed doors, type Amen to get blessing 777. This is your chapter of justice. Not revenge, but revelation, not punishment, but freedom. Your name is being removed from the list of blame and placed on the list of divine restoration. People are beginning to feel drawn to you without knowing why. That's the energy of truth breaking illusions. That's the presence of someone who survived. The lion still stood up, type Amen to get blessing 121. You have always known deep down what was real. You didn't need their approval to be right. You needed your own permission to believe in your knowing. That time has come. You are no longer doubting yourself to make them feel better. You are no longer dimming your gifts to avoid conflict. You are being called to speak, to move, and to lead without apology. Because you were never meant to stay small, type Amen to get blessing 606. Archangel Michael says, your tears were never wasted. They were sacred signals to heaven, asking for exposure and relief. Now that cry is being answered. This is a season of reverse exposure. Not you being exposed, but the ones who hid the truth, their web is falling. And in its place, your light is rising uncontrollably. Even those who don't like you will be forced to admit what they see. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Your name is being cleared. Your spirit is being recognized, your path is being protected. This is the moment the shift begins. A wave of truth is rushing in to destroy what was falsely built, and on that wreckage, your story is being retold with honor. Get ready. The old version of your name is gone, the world is meeting the real you. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The people who once laughed at your visions are now dreaming the very symbols you described. They are waking up sweating, confused, hearing your name in places you've never even been. They are experiencing the echoes of truth they tried to bury with gossip and shame. There is a force rising around you that cannot be dismissed. This energy is divine. It is cleansing, clearing, and calling forth justice. It is removing every veil they pulled over your identity, and those who once looked away are being made to look again. Only now, they see you covered in light instead of labels. Type Amen to get blessing 114. They kept you in the background for too long. They told others you were just emotional, too deep, or always dramatic. But now those same emotions are revealing the most sacred truths. You were never out of control, you were tuned in. You weren't falling apart, you were shedding the illusions they forced on you. Now the truth is forming like a sword in your spirit, and every word they whispered is being cut down by what is now undeniable. Their version of you is crumbling beneath your rebirth. Type Amen to get blessing 717. There's someone specific in your life, an elder relative, who has held on to your secrets like weapons. They used what they knew against you to make others fear trusting you. But now they're the one people are beginning to question. Their stories are unraveling in strange, unexpected ways. Old photos, old diaries, and even long-forgotten texts are coming to light. The universe is collecting evidence on your behalf, and the evidence is mounting in your favor. The silence around your name is being replaced by curiosity and awe. Type Amen to get blessing 454. Some are even coming forward quietly, telling others, they were right all along. People are remembering the times you told them things they now see unfolding. You didn't predict, your spirit knew, because your connection wasn't with rumors or logic, it was with the divine frequency of truth. You were never out to hurt anyone, you were just trying to protect your peace. And that peace is now magnetizing blessings in your direction. Doors that were shut to you because of lies are being reopened by force. And this time, no one can shut them again. Type Amen to get blessing 225. Your path is glowing. Not because of what was taken from you, but because of what you never let them kill. Your faith in your own voice is breathing again. They tried to discredit your psychic gifts, your energy, your connection to spirit. But your gift is God-sent, and it never stopped working. It only went silent while it grew stronger, and now your strength is ready to shake the room. Not with noise, but with presence. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Even now, someone in your family is panicking, because they feel the shift. They know you've seen too much, heard too much, sensed too much to stay silent. And your silence now feels like thunder to them. They don't know how much you're going to say. They don't know who you're going to say it to. They're afraid that when you finally open your mouth, the lies will drown. They should be. Because you are walking proof that divine justice always arrives, right on time. Type Amen to get blessing 999. People you haven't spoken to in years are going to reach out. Some will offer apologies. Others will try to act like nothing happened, but your energy will remember. You won't need to carry bitterness, but you will carry awareness. Because wisdom is no longer a burden, it is your blessing. They once said your emotions made you weak. Now your emotional honesty is what makes you magnetic. Type Amen to get blessing 363. Archangel Michael says, the sword of truth is now in your hand. And the time has come to stop dimming your sight for the comfort of those who lied. Your gift isn't just for you, it's for the healing of those brave enough to receive it. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to become everything they said you couldn't. You are no longer asking for seats at tables built on manipulation. You are building your own. And those who doubted you will have to watch it happen. Type Amen to get blessing 727. There's a conversation that's going to happen soon, one you didn't expect. Someone who once ghosted you will confess why they pulled away. They believe the lies. But now they've been shown the truth in a dream, a sign, or a conversation that shook them. They'll tell you they feel haunted by what they didn't see. Some of them will cry. Not everyone will deserve your reply, but you will have your moment. And you will finally feel the power of being understood. Type Amen to get blessing 505. You're not crazy for remembering things others claimed didn't happen. Your memory is sacred. And the energy tied to it has finally become too strong to stay hidden. This is not about revenge. This is about reclaiming. Reclaiming your voice, your peace, your spiritual dignity. They cannot distort what you have owned. your truth is no longer shakeable. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Those dreams you've had lately, they're not just dreams. They're confirmations. You're being shown the spirits behind faces, the truths behind smiles. That's why certain people now avoid your eyes. They know you see. They know you feel, and what they used to mock, they now deeply respect, even if they never admit it. You're no longer afraid of your gifts. You're walking in them with certainty. Type Amen to get blessing 116. Someone once said, don't trust them, they're too intense. But your intensity was never a warning sign, it was a spiritual beacon. They just weren't ready to meet someone that real. But now, authenticity is your armor, your vibration no longer matches their lies. People are falling away, not because you're changing, but because you're returning to your real self. The one they tried to hide, the one they feared, the one you are finally becoming. Type Amen to get blessing 232. Soon, you will be celebrated for the same things you were once shamed for. You'll be asked to teach, to lead, to guide. Not because you forced it, but because your energy cannot be ignored. This is your season of recognition. Not fame, but soul-level validation. The truth you carried is now echoing through generations. Children will feel safe with you. The elderly will sense your peace. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Your very presence is activating healing in others. Even strangers are picking up on your power. Some are staring because they feel something they can't explain. It's not just beauty, it's frequency. It's not just confidence, it's ancient truth. You are walking with something that cannot be stolen, and no matter what they tried, your spirit outlived the lie. Now your story is being rebirthed with fire. Type Amen to get blessing 303. You are not the person they tried to make you believe you were. You are more, not less. You are wisdom wrapped in protection, and now, the final lie is breaking. This time, it won't be you who suffers. It will be the illusion that collapses, because the truth is stronger than their game. And your spirit has already won. Type Amen to get blessing 747. They can no longer maintain the image they crafted. The truth you embody is louder than every. They're shrinking now, not because of what you said, but because of who you've become. You didn't have to raise your voice. Your energy did the speaking. Your silence made them nervous because it was no longer filled with confusion, it was filled with knowing. You walked away from battles they tried to pull you into. Now they're left fighting the guilt they created themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 112. One of the most painful parts of your journey was being misunderstood by those who should have known your heart. But that pain was not wasted, it shaped your discernment. It taught you to recognize who truly values your spirit. They once made you feel like the outsider. But in truth, you were always the one connected to something higher. You didn't fit in because you were born to stand apart, and now your difference is being revealed as divinely appointed. The crowd you lost is nothing compared to the calling you're stepping into. Type Amen to get blessing 369. Archangel Michael says, you were covered even when you didn't feel protected. Your name has been surrounded by angels in rooms you've never entered. Your spirit is being defended by a higher court, one no human like can influence. They tried to judge you by their own fears, but you were always operating in higher truth. You didn't need to explain it, they were never meant to understand it. This truth was for your growth, not their approval, but now they're being shown what they could not see before. The shift is forcing open their eyes, and they're realizing what they lost. Type Amen to get blessing 878. Those who distance themselves because of false stories are watching you in secret now. They scroll past your name, hover over your photos, and feel something unfamiliar, regret. They know now that they listened to the wrong voices. The people who painted you in darkness are being revealed as the ones who were afraid of your light. They covered your name in shadows, but light has a way of breaking through. And now, your spirit shines where they once tried to smear. There's power in your walk now, an unspoken command. Because when truth awakens, even liars fall silent. Type Amen to get blessing 787. You may not have seen the full extent of what they said about you, but heaven did. And that's why justice is so personal. Every word they whispered is being measured. Not for punishment, but for divine correction. They must watch as you rise through the very ashes they created. The tears they caused are watering your harvest. The rumors they spread are now fueling your eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 414. There is no more hiding for them. The energy has shifted and the light is everywhere. Their stories are falling flat because your truth carries weight. People can sense the peace in your presence. They can feel the clarity in your voice. They now wonder why they ever doubted you in the first place. Your journey has become a testimony. And it's shaking the very foundation of every lie they told. Type Amen to get blessing 828. They tried to block you from opportunities. They made calls behind your back. They whispered warnings about you in rooms that held keys to your future, but the doors are opening anyway. Because what is meant for you cannot be stolen by deceit. Their sabotage was never greater than your calling. Now they are hearing about your name and places they thought you'd never reach. And it's humbling them in ways they never expected. Type Amen to get blessing 747. A shift is happening in your family line. You are the one chosen to break cycles. To clear out false stories and realign the bloodline with truth. That's why it's been so heavy. That's why the resistance has been so strong. Because you weren't just healing for yourself, you were healing for generations. And now your reward is being released. In sudden moments. In open doors, in divine alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 3.